So here we are. It's September 2021, and I am pleased to announce that season 2 of Pod Theory is right around the corner. And it's pretty cool. September 27th, which is a Monday, is going to mark the launch of the entire season of season 2. And Pod Theory originally went live on September 21st of 2020. So a year and change later, we're rolling into the second season. There are 125 episodes live now for you to consume. If you listen to a couple of the later releases, you'll learn how it became a season and why I decided to restructure the format. So as we go into season 2 and look forward to future seasons, I'm pretty excited to roll out this approach of a featured co-host, which is something I haven't seen a lot of, and I think it's going to add a very interesting and a very valuable dynamic to this show. So on season 2, I'll have Travis Brown, the founder of Poddecks, as the featured co-host for the show. Now, you may remember Travis's voice from episode 125. Travis and I had a great conversation about mindset mastery for podcasts. And then if you fast forward a bit, Travis and I were together at Podcast Movement 2021 and decided to do a quick off-the-cuff conversation in the HubSpot podcast pavilion while we were at the conference. It was really fun, and we got to do a bit of a primer for what season 2 is going to have in store for you. Travis and I have already done our first recording session for the episodes that will make up season 2, and I got to say, the value within those episodes is tremendous. And I'm not even being biased. I really think that the back and forth that we had on these various myths and misconceptions that surround the podcast world it's information that we feel truly needs to be covered. It's going to bring a lot of value to the surface, and I believe you're going to feel the same way when you take in these episodes. So the full season is going to go live on all the podcast platforms where you can find Pod Theory on Monday, September 27th. But in the meantime, I'm going to be pulling some short videos from our recording sessions that I'll be sharing here on YouTube that you can check out and get a nice preview of what's to come when season 2 goes live. So ahead in this video is a brief clip from what will be the season premiere of Pod Theory season 2. Travis and I talk about the fact, and I should say the misconception, that some people believe that podcasting is going to make you rich overnight. And we're going to debunk the hell out of that myth. Take a look.
There's a bigger philosophical question, which is like, is it money that you're looking for, or is it freedom that you're looking for? Is podcasting going to give you freedom, or is it just the dollars in the bank account? Because there's lots of ways to make money, but do you really want to build something that's worthy, or do you want to be the catch me outside girl, where you're just a meme for the rest of your life? And if you do some other stuff too to make money, that's great. But when you really boil it down on your tombstone, is it going to say, catch me outside? How about that? Or is it going to say something like, this person changed the world with their voice?
To me, I think we have to redefine the word rich. And I think that's the path that you're taking, because when you think of podcasting, ultimately the goal is to create something of value that the world can consume, one listener at a time. And as you continue to grow your audience with the value that you provide, of course, it's exposing it to more people, and then opportunities can come from that. That does not happen overnight. But in that framework are opportunities that you can feel rich. You can feel successful. If you're setting an expectation for yourself that success means that I created a podcast that 3 people consumed today, but all 3 of them walked away with something new that they can apply to their business, or they can apply to their life, or that they were entertained by what I have to say, just depending on the genre of your podcast. I think if we look at it that way, we stand to A, get better results, but B, stay with this for a much longer period of time. Like you were saying a second ago, Travis, the longevity is really what's lacking in podcasting because of all of these myths and misconceptions. People hear this stuff and think, well, that didn't happen to me. I must be doing something wrong. I'm going to quit. And then they just walk away from it, and they never truly tapped into what could have been an awesome podcast that if they would have just stuck to it and kept adding to the catalog and putting more value out there, more people could have found it. So I think, to me, when we think of the fact that we want podcasting to make us rich overnight, and then every other myth and misconception that we're going to cover in this season, I think if we redefine the expectations we have when we start our podcast, we're going to be in a much better place.